I would like just to tell you that this event is going to be recorded. So you will also have opportunity to have the presentations after the event on our website of MSCA-GLOPOL. So I will be very brief and very quick about these housekeeping issues. First of all, I would like to start by sharing my presentation, where everything is going to be explained. So the first thing that I would like to introduce to you is today's agenda. So I will start with a very short presentation of the objectives of MSCA-GLOPOL, and then after that I will hand over the floor to Mr. Taranov, Dr. Taranov from Horizon Europe office in Ukraine. Then Ms. Maria Fedotovaite from the European Commission is going to address you. And after that, we will start with this working part. The working part will consist of 4 elements. First element is the presentation of the 2026 call that is going to be given by our 2 guests from DG EAC and European Research Executive Agency. Then we will hear, hopefully, 3 testimonials from successful staff exchange projects. After that, we shall answer very briefly a couple of questions that we already received from participants during the registration process. But I have to remind you that also in the chat box, you can set the question, and we will try to answer your question either in chat box or during the webinar. Then also, after the question and answer session, there will be a flash presentations for matchmaking. We are very happy to say that there is one project that is willing to accept Ukrainian partners in their consortium, and there are other 6 presentations which are dealing with the presenting of capacities of Ukrainian researchers to participate in these projects. After that, Maria will close this webinar that I hope is going to be very useful and fruitful for you. So without the further ado, and I hope it is going to be very brief, what is MSCA-GLOPOL? We are today organizing this event together with the European Commission and the Horizon Europe office in Ukraine, and I'm very grateful for the assistance from both sides and also from the sides of other people that were participating in organization of this event. And MSCA-GLOPOL is a project funded by the European Commission that is a duration of 36 months. And the intention is to strengthen international cooperation through 20 key partner countries and 6 regions. So how we plan to do this? It's through these 3 pillars: policy, promotion, and synergy, where we would like to enhance the participation of these regions and countries in the Marie Skłodowska-Curie institutional actions, because the institutional actions are also the important as well as the individual actions. So the main objective is also to reach these 4 elements that are going to enhance the overall capacities and coordination possibilities between the countries and also between the individuals, which is research excellence, policy enhancement, institutional engagement, and strategic partnership. This project is coordinated by Praxis, a company from Brussels, and also a partner in the project is Marie Curie Alumni Association. So it is an institutional association that gathers all former MSCA fellows, regardless they were participating individually or international or institutionally. So you can see here that these 6 regions and 20 countries that we are covering with our regional liaison officers, of which I am the one in charge for Eastern Partnerships, Ukraine, and Western Balkans. So without the further explanation, you can find all the data and interesting things about the participation in Marie Skłodowska-Curie actions at our website and at our social media. So I would like now to hand over the presentation table to Dr. Taranov from Horizon Europe office in Ukraine. Igor, please.
Thank you very much. And Dalibor, I hope you can see my presentation. First of all, I'd like to thank you very much to our partners from the European Commission for supporting Ukraine, for your strong position, for standing with us in very difficult time. but we're still working hard to promote all Horizon Europe program in Ukraine. And let me also express my gratitude to our colleague from the DG RTD. Unfortunately, we have no today presents any person from this directorate, but it's very important for us because we also closely cooperate with them. So a few words about our program, about our project. You know, we also the project funding from the European Commission with the same duration like the previous project, 36 months, and we will end in August 2026. The main objective of our project is to bring Ukraine participation in the Horizon Europe program to a new level. We're just thinking about the contribution from the European Commission, the number of successful applications submitted for the calls, and we also thinking about the possibility to be more closer to the European research area, using all the opportunities which can offer for Ukrainian researchers and innovators from Horizon Europe office in Ukraine. Let's a few words about our very beginning activity. We have our date of started in September 2023 and duration also 36 months. As I mentioned before, in the end of August 2026, we will be complete this project. We are very grateful for the European Commission for supporting us and especially for participation of Commissioner Ivanova in launch event. It was in December 2023. For now, we have our target audience with different representatives from governmental bodies, research community, university community. Our main stakeholder in Ukraine, the Ministry of Education and Science of Ukraine, as a general public, for sure European Commission, and all other future participants. Well, we have several strategic objectives in our project. One is very important to establish the office in Ukraine. We are hosted by the National Research Foundation of Ukraine, and we are the normal department of the National Research Foundation. For sure, main our efforts were directed to the establishing, together with the Minister of Education and Science of Ukraine, of national contact points and network in Ukraine. For now, we have NCP network in Ukraine, and it's functioned very good from our point of view. We also have many activities and direct our efforts to promote Horizon Europe program in Ukraine via different type of events using our special web tools, and for sure online and in-person events, as well as consultation, etc. In this regard, I'd like to inform you about our activities from the very beginning. From October 2023, we start with the working around 6 persons in office. We try to select the best staff team members to our office. In November, we start with our official mailbox because we receive many inquiries from our future participants, as well as we in December 2023 we launch our 3 pages in social medias, our website, and in April 2024 we also launch our YouTube channel. For now, we collaborate with NCP network in Ukraine, like as our main point of attention from our view, and together with the representative to the program committee, we also organize many different types of event sessions. First of all, info days, etc., to bring more useful information for Ukrainian researchers. Now, to follow our main task, we organize many events starting from the 2023. You can compare our activity in 2023, 2024, 2025, and at the very beginning of 2026. What is more important for us and crucial, the number of involved participants in our events. If we start only around 700 in 2023, next 2024 it was 6,387. In 2025 it was around 9,500, and in 2026, at early beginning, it was 754 participants. In this slide, you can see our different type of activities to achieve our main goals of the projects, to achieve our strategic objectives, to prepare our deliverable milestones, but type of activities is rather different. We also provide special consultations, special services for our applicants, how to fill in the search form, etc. But we also closely cooperate with familiar offices in Ukraine First of all, I mean about European Defense Innovation Office, EIT Hub Ukraine, IP Office in Ukraine, Erasmus Plus Office, etc. Because synergy of our activity is very, very important. Now, a few words about the number of requests which we received during the project duration. First of all, we received many requests from our NCPs as well and from the Ukrainian universities, research institutions, innovators, and SMEs NGOs, as well as from the governmental bodies. We start in 2023 for one month around 16 squires. In 2024, it was more than 300. In 2025, it was 453 choirs, and in early 2026, around 31 choirs. The type of questions we receive presented in the slide, what is more crucial for us is the questions regarding the calls. In this regard, we try to explain that currently Ukrainian community very well receive information about the open and forthcoming call, and they have good knowledge how to choose the right call from the funding internal portal and how to use this very important tool. We also created our database of stakeholders. For now, we have more than 3,461 records in our database with the national offices from rather in other countries. We also closely cooperate. First of all, we'd like to highlight that we have good collaboration with Norway, France, Austria, Poland, Lithuania, Estonia, Slovakia, Georgia, Czechia, and Moldova offices. It's very important because we try to roll the best practices from the member states, countries, and associated countries. And what is more important for us, we can implement in our activity. Well, next, I would like to express and to pay your attention to the result of Ukrainian participation in Horizon 2020 program and Horizon Europe program. To compare previous framework program and current state in Horizon Europe, we can highlight that now we receive more contribution from the European Commission, around 64.3 million euro. In Horizon 2020, for the whole program, Ukrainian research institutions, university receive contribution from the European Commission around 48.1 million euros. It's very good result for Ukrainian researchers, with the number of science grant around 246 in Horizon Europe program and 235 grant agreements for sign in Horizon 2020 program. If we can compare September 2023, when we start our activity, to February 2026, early result were for Ukrainian researchers around 80 grants agreement were signed. In February 2026, 246. It's very good for us result because you know the conditions we right now have in Ukraine is not more convenient for Ukrainian researchers, and we facing many challenges. Now a few words about the science grants and EU contribution, what is very warmly welcome from Ukrainian institutions, because we can compare our funding from the previous years to compare with our activities. What is the more efficient for us? In 2022, we have signed 30 grants with the funding around 7.88 million euro, and positive dynamics we can observe to 2024. Unfortunately, in 2025, we received information about open calls with the work program only in May. It means that we expect that after that, in 2026, the number of grants will be also grow in future. Well, we're also very proud the Ukrainian universities and research institutions are coordinate, in fact, 13 projects during the program of Horizon Europe. It's very important also for us, but we have one coordinator and MSCA actions, the 7 in widening component, European Innovation Council 3, and Euratom Program 2 as well. Finally, what is more important for us, we try to explain our future participants about the number of applications submitted per month each year from starting of the program in 2021. If you can see in the right column, we have in 2021 13 applications were submitted. In 2024 it was 74, in 2025 27. Well, Finally, I'd like to pay attention to the QR code in the left down corner. It just redirects you to the information very useful and helpful about the open calls in the frame of Horizon Europe program. All our necessary contacts you can find here, our webpage, our social media pages, our YouTube channel, and for sure, our email box. Thank you very much once more for your attention. We'd like to offer Ukrainian researchers to join the MSCA action, to remember that collaboration between the project is crucial for Ukrainian and to be more open in this collaboration. Thank you very much, and you are welcome anytime to visit Ukraine in peaceful time. We will wait for you. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot, Igor. Very nice presentation and very successful project, as I can see from the slides that you presented. I would like now to invite Maria Fedotovait, which is our desk officer in the DG EAC in European Commission, to address you. Maria, please.
Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you can hear me. Very well. So my name is Maria Fedotovait, as Dalibor just said. I'm a policy officer at MSCA SE Actions Unit at the European Commission, and I'm responsible for cooperation with Ukraine in the framework of our program. So let me start off by thanking very, very much the organizers who made this event possible, Dalibor from the GLOPOL consortium, Igor and Irina from the Horizon Europe office in Ukraine, and all the other colleagues who were involved in it, as well as the speakers from my unit, DARA, and Research Executive Agency Sandra, who will provide all the details about staff exchanges after my presentation. And also thank you very, very much to all the participants and the projects that will present their success stories, as well as the presentation of proposals of the staff exchanges projects at the end of today's event. So I will try to be very, very brief, and just to give you an overview of why staff exchanges are very important for Ukraine and why are we doing this event to begin with. So staff exchanges is one of the more special projects, in a sense, of MSCA Skłodowska-Curie Actions, because it offers short-term exchanges for staff that are already employed in academic or non-academic organizations. Why is it very important for Ukraine? Is because it allows even those people who are not at liberty to leave the country to go abroad for very, very short term, to learn more about activities of other organizations, and to be involved again in a collaborative R&I project. In addition, what is interesting about staff exchanges is that it allows not only researchers to take part in exchanges, but also staff, whether it's technical, academic, administrative, or managerial, who are actively involved in R&I activities in the organizations, to participate in the project. So what the biggest benefit, I think, in my opinion, of staff exchanges is that it allows an entry point to the MSCA and Horizon Europe world, because it's an action that has one of the highest success rates in MSCA Skłodowska-Curie Actions. And it allows the participating organizations and researchers to build international collaborations and international partnerships that would prove a lot of times an entry point into the other programs, and our program as well, just in other actions. So this is a very, very important aspect, and it provides benefits not only for participating researchers, who are of course at the center of this action, but also participating organizations who further can expand their networks, whether within Europe or abroad, because this action is open to third countries as well, and allows them to continue and learn from best practices of other organizations, as well as share their experience. So I just wanted to briefly outline why it is important to participate in staff exchanges. And also I want to mention that Ukraine has been very successful so far in staff exchanges, and this is the action where Ukraine has been most active and most successful among MSCA Skłodowska-Curie actions. But of course, there's always room for improvement. So I will conclude with this because, as I mentioned, my colleagues Dora and Sandra will provide you many more details about this action. And of course, I'll remain here throughout the event in case you have any further questions. Thank you very much, and I wish you a very fruitful event.
Thanks a lot, Maria, for these very kind words and information about success rate of the Ukrainian institutions in MSCA. Now it's time to start with the very serious work. So I would like to invite Dora to present the MSCA 2020, SE 2026 call. Dora, floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Dalibor, and thank you for organizing this event. Indeed, it's very, very timely because currently the Staff Exchanges call is open, but more on this later. I'm Dora Cifra. Indeed, I'm a colleague of Maria at the Directorate General for Education, Youth, Sport and Culture. And there is a unit that is responsible for the MSCA action. And within this unit, I am in charge of the Staff Exchanges action that will be our main topic today. But before we go more into details, I think it's important to kind of set the context for staff exchanges. So let me first mention a couple of general facts about MSCA, about the program itself. So as you can see on the slide, this is the structure of Horizon Europe. So more concretely, MSCA falls under Pillar 1, that is to promote excellent science, and the program has a budget of 6.6 billion euros for the current programming period that runs between 2021 and 27. Next, please. Now, what are the key features of MSCA? If I have to really summarize the main goals of MSCA, these are to support, to equip researchers with new knowledge and skills. So based on this, MSCA really supports excellent research across all domains. This is a very important element. So it means that MSCA is a bottom-up program that is that allows basically all kind of research areas to participate. Mobility is also a core element, but when we are speaking about mobility, it's not only international mobility. And you will see it, especially in the case of staff exchanges, that this mobility can be also cross-sectoral or even interdisciplinary. The program also aims to offer attractive working conditions for researchers. And through these activities, everything we offer, we also hope that these activities will structure the participating organizations by encouraging the development of research program, of high quality research program. And finally, again, a very important element, not only in MSCA, but especially in staff exchanges, that we aim to build strong links with industry, especially with small and medium-sized enterprises. So MSCA has 5 main actions. So this is, again, just to set the context. We have the doctoral networks, the postdoctoral fellowships, staff exchanges, that will be, as you know, our main topic today. We also have the co-found action and the MSCA and citizens. But to continue, let's still have a general overview of the participation rules of MSCA. So who can participate in MSCA actions? Participants can either be organizations or individuals. When we talk about organizations, we mean any kind of legal entity, whether from the academic or the non-academic sector. As for individuals, the researchers can hold or can be of any nationality. Now, regarding countries that can participate, we can talk about 3 different categories. Obviously, we have the EU member states. We have also the Horizon Europe associated countries. So these are basically third countries that have signed an association agreement, which basically gives them the same status as an EU member state when participating in Horizon Europe programs. As you know, Ukraine falls into this category, and that is an important element. Finally, we also have other third countries without this special link, but the program is also open to them. These categories will be important when we discuss the action more specifically. So this is something to remember. Now, more concretely, let's take a closer look of the action, staff exchanges. So at its core, staff exchanges is all about promoting international, intersectoral, and interdisciplinary mobility of researchers, and as Maria mentioned, innovation staff as well through the so-called secondments. So the main goal is really to strengthen the knowledge transfer between participating organizations, and this includes several types of organizations, both from the academic and non-academic sector, with a very strong emphasis on small and medium-sized enterprises. 2 more things I want to highlight here is that staff exchanges has one of the highest level of these private sector participation among the MSCA actions, and this is quite significant. And also, staff exchanges is the most international action of MSCA, so it really encourages collaboration, not just within Europe, not just within the EU member state, but globally. So really opening up opportunities for partnerships all around the world. Okay, so more concretely on the participation rules, staff exchanges project can last for up to 4 years. Who can apply? The important question. Staff exchanges is open to international consortia of universities, research institutions, any kind of businesses, and other non-academic organizations. You could think of museums or hospitals even, but there are a few key rules you have to keep in mind when applying. So you need at least 3 independent legal organizations in 3 different countries, and 2 of these must be in different EU member states or Horizon Europe associated countries. So here you see that the different country categories are important details. The consortium must include participating organizations from both sectors. So it's obligatory to have organizations both from the business side and from the academic sector. Only legal entities that are established in EU member states or Horizon Europe associated countries can receive funding as beneficiaries. And beyond this minimum, so these are really the minimum requirements. Beyond these, partners from any other country worldwide can be involved. And finally, secondments must always be between different countries. Who can go on secondments? Staff members are selected by their standing organizations. So as Maria mentioned, they already have a job, they already have an institution, and each secondment can last up to 12 months per person, and it can be split into several shorter stays, even with different host organizations. One unique feature of staff exchanges, and this was again mentioned by Maria, that any staff that is somehow related, that is involved in research and innovation activities can take part. So not only researchers, but also technical, managerial, or even administrative staff can participate. During their secondments, the staff must work full-time on the project. And after the secondments, since they have this link with their sending organization, the seconded staff has to return to the home institution, that is basically to ensure long-term impact of the action. And now let's take a look at the funding structure on the next slide. So there are two types of contributions in staff exchanges. So first, there is a top-up allowance, and this is intended to help cover the travel, accommodation, and other type of cost of the seconded staff. It is important to note, to remember that this is in addition to their salary. So the salary is paid by the sending organization. Then institutions themselves can receive two types of unit cost. So the first is for research, training, and networking activities. These are costs that directly support the researchers. So what could be these, just to give you a couple of examples. So, for example, attending conferences or other work-related travel, training sessions, language courses, different kind of seminars. You can even buy lab material from this amount. Sometimes there are visa-related fees that could be covered from this envelope. So all these elements are for you to keep in mind that all of these could be covered from this amount. Now the second is a management and indirect contribution. This is meant to cover the additional cost that the beneficiary incurs for running the project. For those, thank you for, yes, we can go to the next slide. So for those who are already familiar with the action, could be interesting that several changes have been applied for the current 2026 call. And so based on previous consultations with stakeholders, because we are continuously trying to gather information from participants, and it became clear that while the action provides significant added value, that is basically this three-dimensional mobility that has been mentioned also the strong international dimension and its relative flexibility in fostering collaboration across the different sector. So all these are positive on the positive side, while the applicants found the action a little bit too complex, and this was really perceived as a barrier when they were applying. So therefore, one of our main objectives has been to simplify and streamline the procedures to basically offer greater flexibility for applicants to achieve these goals of the action. Next, please. So to summarize the changes, so these elements now, what I have just mentioned about simplification is clearly reflected in the evaluation criteria. So if we have to summarize the direction of the main changes that have been introduced, is basically to give the project more freedom, more flexibility, without defining every little detail already at proposal stage as an eligibility criteria. So more concretely, same sector secondments are now allowed. That also includes dropping the 1/3 limit on same sector secondments on interdisciplinary. Again, those who were familiar with the previous version of the action, those could understand the relevance of this change. At the same time, the international cooperation through the direct participation of organizations from non-associated third countries. So this third category, you remember one of the previous slides. This is something that is, of course, strongly encouraged. And as previously mentioned, the minimum requirement remains at 3 organizations from 3 different countries, but there must be participants from both the academic and non-academic sector. And linked to this, it is kind of self-explanatory, but it's also important to mention and highlight this. Some of you may remember that previously, if all participants were from the same sector, at least one organization from a non-associated third country had to be included. It was kind of an unnecessary complication. So obviously, this specific rule no longer applies. The section on skills development has been more explicit as well, to basically better reflect the learning and capacity building dimension of the action. In addition, again, those who remember, the so-called 1-month rule has been dropped. So this was the requirement for staff to be involved in research and innovation activities for at least 1 month before their first secondment. So however, it is important to understand here and to avoid confusion that there is no change regarding the implementation of the secondments themselves. So all secondments must still be carried out on a full-time basis, contributing to research and innovation activities. Finally, just to complete the list of changes, beyond the revision of some of these eligibility rules, there are a few additional updates I wanted to mention. So first, the minimum threshold of 3 has been introduced for all evaluation criteria. I think Sandra will go more into detail, and she will explain to you how the proposals are evaluated. So this is basically to ensure basic level of quality under each criterion. And finally, the unit cost of staff members has been increased compared to the previous call. Next, please. So finally, as I have mentioned, the 2026 call is already open since the 16th of December, and the deadline is the 16th of April. Yeah, I see that the year is not not rightly, so it should be 2026. Of course, this hasn't been updated. Yes, so you still have time to prepare your application. Of course, as in the case of other MSCA actions, we have one call per year. Yes, and finally, I will stop there and indeed pass the floor to Sandra, who will give you some more practical information on how to apply, some tips and tricks. But before I finish, I just want to highlight that we have a rather new LinkedIn account where we regularly share updates and important information, of course, not only about staff exchanges, but about all the upcoming calls. And I also encourage you to subscribe to our newsletter because, again, we share very useful information there. So that's all on my side. Thank you very much. And of course, we will stay here. And if you have any questions, we will be happy to reply. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Dora. It was a very substantial and all the information that were very, very important. Being NCP for Maria Skłodowska-Curie Actions for more than 15 years, myself, I witnessed that this program is one of the so-called most beneficial for the institutions because you are not exchanging only the research staff, you are also exchanging the managerial and administrative staff, which other actions are not allowing. So without further ado, please, Sandra, the floor is yours. Sorry.
Thank you. I will start by sharing my screen. And put this away. Maybe hide it here. So, welcome everybody. Thank you for the invitation. My name is Sandra Pinto-Marques and I work at European Research Executive Agency. And today I will be just presenting the part on how to submit your proposal. So if there's a problem with the slides, let me know, but I assume there's no complaint, so it should be okay. Let me just... Okay, the first slide is to show you the EU Funding and Tenders portal. That's where you will find the call published. And if you are doing this for the first time and you are not certain how to find the call, you can just do a search, as I indicate in the slide, and to make sure that you find, because there are many, many calls published, that you find the correct call. You can also filter, and you can filter for open for submission. And as my colleague already mentioned, the call has been published on the 16th of December. It's still ongoing, and the deadline is the 16th of April. So indeed, there's plenty of time to either submit a proposal as a coordinator or to be part of a proposal by registering your institution and perhaps participating as beneficiary in another proposal that you are not coordinator of, but you participate actively in. All the documentation and all the information can be found by clicking on this link. So it's a little bit overwhelming, but bear with me. There is a way to start. I would give you my recommendation in a bit, but basically once you click on that link from the previous slide, you have an internal navigation panel that takes you to different parts of the information available. And you can start with the conditions and documents. You find all these documents in the web page online. I would perhaps recommend, of course, the guide for applicants is important, the work program is important, the program guide is important, everything is important, but why not start with the proposal templates? Because in the proposal templates, once you open those, you will see a good bird's eye view of the whole process and what is asked of you. Well, sorry. The templates themselves will have instructions, and the instructions are rather enlightening because they explain what you're supposed to submit as information. So perhaps start with the proposal templates, and then you can read all the other documents as well. There's also, of course, a shortcut to start your submission. I will explain in a little bit in the next few slides. And don't miss the topic questions and answers. Perhaps you have a question that already has been asked and answered, so don't miss consulting that. In addition, you are going to receive these slides, so I wanted to give you some additional links that you might find interesting to consult. And I found these do's and don'ts when applying for funding rather neat because it gives you links to other pages that could be of use, and it's not too long to read. So that just put it in here just for your consultation. And also in my last slide, when I say thank you, I actually have the link for the Staff Exchanges Info Day. So this was not an event this time around. It's a recording of an info day, but it's very useful, not too long. And it allows you also to ask questions in a Slido that is already open. And the questions will be answered live on the 3rd of March. So stay tuned on my last slide, making sure you're awake by the end of this presentation. On my last slide, I have all the links, okay? And I would say, if you are new to this and you want to be a coordinator, great. You are starting to read the proposal templates. You have lots of questions. Why not to use this venue, this opportunity to ask them? So more on the next slides. But first, before you start writing your proposal, you need to take time to register your institution. So you are participating with your institution. You need what we call the PIC number, okay? And this can be easily done by just registering. You do not need to validate at this point. So it's the first step in the door. Don't panic. You don't have to send all the documentation for the LEAR, the legal representative and so on. Not at this point in time. If this is your first time, you're not validated yet by us, you just need your PIC to start the proposal. So please register your institution. In addition, you can also publicize your institution. So why not? You might be picked by a consortium that is already writing a proposal and they want you to participate as well as a beneficiary. So put your information out there and do the registration. Also in the Funding and Tenders portal, but also with your access, you can find partners for your proposal. Let's say you're a coordinator and you have your regular network of collaborators and you have already an idea who you want in the proposal. But perhaps while discussing this with a collaborator, they say, well, we would really need someone with this specific expertise that we don't have amongst us. So why not use this partner search to find such an institution, and you can contact them directly from their registration page, so to speak. But your access is also a good way to do it. So I put both options on the slide so that you can access them later on when you are calmly writing your proposal. Or perhaps you already started, which is fantastic, and you can add some more to your proposal. So how to start? You go to the Start Submission. You click on the Horizon TMA MSCA Staff Exchanges. And you are then prompted to what we call the administrative part. The online part of the proposal is going to be all about budget table, administration forms, ethics, and security information. And you start with your PIC, which you should have. Then you can build your consortium. It takes time, so please start early. You can build your consortium and you can save many times. You don't have to do it in one day. Indeed, if you can also submit many times. Each time you submit your proposal, the newer version, the most recent version, replaces the previous version. Please, if you are really intent on starting this process, which we would love that it would be the case, start early, don't leave it for last minute, because it does involve thinking about it to have a chance of being successful in your application. So start early and go through the whole process slowly. I'll show you what the forms look like in the next few slides. Also, you have the part B here. So just to clarify, you will see this over and over again. Your proposal is composed of part A and part B. And part B has a part B1 and a part B2. The part A is all about doing it online, filling in information online. Who is the professor participating from institution X? Who are the other researchers from that institution? How much effort are they going to put? How many person months are involved in the project? Meaning how many secondments and how many researchers are involved in the project. This information, you do it online and it's your part A. The part B is a template that it consists of the descriptive part of the proposal. And there, if you are a coordinator, you take the lead, you start describing what is the state of the art, what you intend to do, how the collaboration is going to take place. And this is done along 3 criteria, okay? Excellence, impact, and implementation. I will go through this in the next few slides. And you may be asked if you're participating as a beneficiary and someone else is coordinating the proposal in question, you may be asked to contribute for a specific task some information, okay? So that's the descriptive part, and it's done on a template that is then uploaded. And I will go through that in the next few slides. Just to cheer you up at this point, I would like to tell you that the success rate for staff exchanges is actually higher still than for other MSCAs. So we are usually in the ballpark of a little bit under 30%, which is really good news because you have a high chance of getting funded if you write a good proposal, an excellent proposal. So there's enough money, so to speak. Now, like I said to you, there's going to be a part A, which comes from the structural data that you put, and the budget table, admin details, like I said, ethics and security. And then you have your descriptive part, which consists of part B1 and part B2. Now, please be very careful because for part B1, there's a page limit. I will come back to this later on. Don't go over the page limit, please. We don't look the other way. In fact, it will be blanked out, or if it's not blanked out, we ask the experts to not consider it. And that means usually the part that is taken out is the part on the quality and efficiency of the implementation. That will give you a lower score. And like Dora said, there are limits now on the scoring for the 3 criteria. So you cannot go below 3. Even if you score 5 for the first 2, you cannot go below 3. That's the threshold 3. So please respect the page limit. Part A looks this way, like this. If you, after our presentations, in the afternoon, you wish to go for the first time in the Funding and Tenders portal and take a look, this is what you're going to see. So we were asked to give keywords to your proposal. Most of our proposals, actually probably 99.9999%, they are interdisciplinary. So you may tackle aspects from life sciences and engineering and social sciences. So you can put a certain number of keywords or descriptors that would be used to characterize your proposal. And you should choose a panel that you submit to. So all our proposals are bottom up. That means you can come up with whichever topic you wish to investigate, to do research on. But at some point, you need to decide the panel that would fit best to my proposal is chemistry or engineering or life sciences. So, and then you indicate that in the part A for your proposal. For the budget table, I need to devote some time to this because you have a link at the end of this slide. This is a slightly complicated concept for those of you who are doing it for the first time. But like Dora mentioned, there are several types of countries that participate in staff exchanges. So you've got the EU member states, you've got associated countries such as Ukraine, Tunisia, Switzerland, the UK now, but you also have third countries. Any institution based in a country that is not associated, that is not a member state, is will participate as an associated partner, okay? But these are details that you deal with later. The bottom line, the important factor is that when you consult this link, you will see some third countries are automatically eligible for funding, whereas others are not. And this is based on whether or not they are mentioned as low to middle income countries or high income countries. So, example of countries, third countries, that could participate with automatic eligibility for funding would be Argentina, for example. But for example, Chile, no. Brazil, no. They are considered high-income countries. So the bottom line is, in the budget table, any participant based in a country, a third country, that is eligible for funding automatically should indicate the effort, okay? And they can. The interesting thing is that the high-income countries can also do that. The budget table does not block you. Anybody can insert effort and can insert the putative funding they'll come up with, okay? If we see, for example, a participant based in USA claiming a number of person months and claiming budget, we will assume it's a request for exceptional funding, which will have to be justified in Part B1. But basically, just to tell you, if you have a participant based in a third country that is automatically eligible for funding, please remind them that they need to include the person months information in this table, okay? If you have questions, you can ask all of these in our Slido link that I give at the end, or you can ask after our presentation. Now, the Part B. Again, there's a page limit for Part B1. And in Part B2, you need to be careful because you have an indicated limit for the description of each organization. The Part B2 is devoted to the description of the participating organization. So obviously, Part B2 does not have an overall limit because that depends on the size of the consortium, right? Some consortia have 15 organizations. Some consortia will have 3. So we cannot have an overall page limit, but we have an indication of a page limit per participating institution. So you cannot spend 6 pages on describing one institution, all right? But for Part B1, there's an overall page limit, and there's also indications on the font type, font size, and margins, and so on, to be fair. The process needs to be fair. So everyone needs to explain their proposal, their research project within the same space, the same limitations, okay, for the process to be fair. What would I suggest as tips for you? I would definitely say, if you know someone who has had a successful staff exchanges project, please ask for their opinion. Ask them to read your proposal. Also ask your NCP. They always have good advice for you. And follow the guidelines in the forms. They're quite straightforward. Read all the documents, of course, and always make links between the secondments and the objectives of the proposal. Remember, keep in mind, we are not paying salaries. We are contributing for the mobility. This is what we are funding. The category B that is associated with the category A is very small. It's not so large, this amount of money. So it's really basically we're paying the mobility. So link the mobility to everything you're doing in the proposal. Don't forget that. And obviously the collaboration, because it's a very important aspect. So describe how this collaboration will be sustained after the project ends. You know, this is also an important aspect. The award criteria I summarized in this slide. I'm running out of time, so I'm not going to go in detail on all the criteria, but just be aware there's a new sub-criteria on the soundness of the proposed approach to foster international, intersectoral, and interdisciplinary collaborations. So don't forget this aspect. And as Dora already mentioned, the threshold for all criteria will be 3, a minimum of 3, and a maximum of 5. So this is my last plea. Would you please, if you consider that you have good expertise, that you would like to be an expert, please register in our database. Now, we always use this database to choose our evaluators. If you're not on the database, you will never be picked. If you're on the database, you may or may not be picked. However, I must tell you that we need to refresh the pool of experts every call. So this is not a promise that if you register tomorrow, you're going to be called for the next evaluation. But I can guarantee if you don't register, you will not be called. And why would this be interesting? On top, all the evaluators say that we don't pay enough, that the effort compared to what we pay is not directly proportional. That may be true, but they enjoy participating because on one hand, we bring them to Brussels, so we still do discussions face-to-face for staff exchanges. And they make new acquaintances, they meet new collaborators. There's an aspect of networking, and moreover, you see the process from a different angle, and you understand the scheme even better because you're evaluating the proposals and you understand what makes a good proposal excellent by evaluating the proposal. So I would definitely say take the time. It's free of charge. It just takes time, perhaps 2 weekends, but it's worth it in the end. And we would very much thank you for it. And that's it. And this is our Info Day recording that you can access in YouTube. And please don't hesitate to use Slido to ask questions and attend the event live when we answer them. So thank you for your attention. That's my presentation. I'll stop sharing.
Thanks a lot, Sandra. It was very comprehensive and very introductory in some volume of work that every participant can expect during the application of this for this project. Now we officially completed this official part of the MSCA presentation of 2026 call. And before we start to answer your questions, I would like, first of all, for you to hear the experiences of people that were in your shoes before, and they've won the project. Now they know how you feel, they know your problems, they know what are your thoughts about this, and they may give you some of the answers that you are looking for. And even again, I'm encouraging you to set the questions in our chat box so that our panelists can answer you on those questions. Now, I would like to invite Ms. Katerina, Dr. Katerina, sorry for pronouncing the name, Prizhnikova, I hope it was correct, to present the case of her MSCA staff exchange action. Katerina, is okay that I share the slides for you?
Yeah, it would be. I would be very grateful. Thank you so much.
Okay, so here you go.
Thank you so much for opportunity to present our experience. Every project, it's a huge work that I have just 4 or 5 slides in here, but that's so many years and so many works and so many hours of such a big team. So I represent in here Dnipro University of Technology, Ukrainian higher education institution, which is have its aim as a promotion of innovation, development, research, and academic development of our core staff, of our region, of our students, and providing opportunities for all. Can I have a next slide? Dnipro University of Technology now has 2 projects, ongoing project funding within the call of Marie Curie staff exchanges. What is the reason for such amount of projects? That's for our secret was a great strategic partnership. We started to build a partnership with the coordinator of the projects, Silesian University of Technology, for 6 years ago. That was a strategic partnership development perspective, and we started within the twinning of researchers and within the academic exchanges within different programs. Thus, with our first project, OpticU, started in 2023. We obtained 42 person months for coming to Silesian University of Technology and working within the laboratories and with the equipment of our colleagues. The project covers the following topics: innovative quantum image processing, quantum security, photonic techniques, and cross-sectoral training in quantum technologies. Our consortium includes 3 higher educational institutions and, of course, business partners. What we have new in the project now, we are in the end of the project and we are getting additional person months for the coming to our industrial partner in Vienna this year, which is the result of the huge work of our institution, as getting additional person months in the end of the project is also not the easiest part. Can I have a next slide? In the next slide, you can see the pictures of our project, how all of the team, intercultural team, implemented that. And coming to next slide, I want to present the new project for us, which we started this year within the similar consortium, also within the partnership with Silesian University of Technology, a Right Bros Next project. It started only this year. We have just started, but we see the valuable results and great results of the pretty big team. Our team of researchers within the first and second project is about 20 researchers only from our side. What about Right Bros Next project? It covers the following topics. It aims on development of the projector-free flight simulators using XR technologies. Also, we're talking about pilot training performances assessment and human perception and cognitive load analysis. It's a pretty new topic for us, and we're partnering with University of Zadar, who is also pretty advanced on the QR-based aviation training system and research. Next slide. And on the next slide, you can see the picture, how it goes in reality. I want to refer to the words of the previous speakers. We do all need to remember that it's not about the salary itself. It's about the research. It's about the innovation, and all of the costs which are budgeted within the project. As usual, they're going to support of the mobilities itself. But as you can see, the professors and the staff, they are really enjoying the process. And for now, we're developing one more project for the continuation of our first OpticU, which is coming to the end because we do really support the partnership and it's really strategic, and we are continue working. And once, as we see, once you're showing that your project is not just for 3 years, but you're aiming to the huge point somewhere, maybe far away, then you're getting additional scores for sure. Thank you so much for opportunity to present, and hopefully maybe just a bit to inspire all of other applicants of this and next years. Thank you.
Okay, Katrina, thanks a lot. I would like to set one question to you because you explained this very technically. But I would like to see now the human side of the project proposal. Were you part of the consortium from the beginning, or somebody invited you into the consortium? How did you get into the consortium for these projects?
For the very first project, we got in the first year of implementation. So we haven't been in there in the very beginning. It was our very narrow expertise needed in a very particular year. And in this particular moment, actually, twins and research connection, it works because some very particular expertise needed. But then during the first project, it was a very great experience of working between partners, exchanging of ideas, because it's very difficult to exchange when we are sitting in different countries. But when you are coming for the months, or in our case, for the months, 42 months, then research collaboration starts working. So the next project, Right Bros project, it was written and developed in close cooperation between our organization, and all of the next projects we are also planning and developing further on in the same logic.
So you would say it is important to start, to do something.
It's important to start communicating, to start this research friendship, to start academic friendship. It's important to use mobility opportunities, conference opportunities, networking opportunities, like this opportunity as we have now. Finding the same-minded people in the research area, in academic area, and of course, it will lead to some result. Don't be afraid to share ideas. Don't be afraid that somebody can maybe not accept your ideas. It's absolutely fine. Don't be afraid to reapply the project, initiate new ones, sometimes maybe reshape the partnership, sometimes maybe change the call. That's absolutely work in process, which will for sure have some results.
Thanks a lot. It was very, very good presentation, and I hope that your colleagues grasp the idea how to start with this. Now I would like to call Dr. Olena, sorry for pronouncing the last name, Rajipievska. If I'm correct or not, sorry, forgive me, but it's quite difficult.
With the time, it will get better, Dalibor. Thank you very much for introduction. It's
Please,
true,
the
my
floor
name is
yours.
Olena Zhepeshevska. Yes, you will show my slide?
You didn't send me, sorry.
I did, but I can share from my computer.
Yeah, please.
I
please.
sent late, but I can share now. Just a second. Late. So, which one? PDF. I think that's the one. I guess so. Well, do you see anything?
Yes.
No, you see only one picture, I guess.
Yes, only one picture.
Here's my starting picture.
Mm-hmm.
I hope you can see. Okay?
Yes.
Yeah? So, my name is Olena Zhepeshevska. I work at UME University. I'm a researcher, I'm a molecular biologist and microbiologist. And today I will tell about our experience collaborating with Ukrainian universities within Marie Skłodowska-Curie Actions and Erasmus+. I would like to thank Irina Steinmiller for inviting me here and for partnership that we have through UkraineHorizon University. So just again to remind you that this partnership is within life science, chemistry, biophysics, and medicine. So we always had this theme. And as you see, I kind of very much life science expert, and I graduated from Odessa National University, and I had it's in Ukraine, probably you guess it, and then I graduated as a PhD at UME University in Sweden. So I have this double origin, and that always helped me to run my projects. I coordinated several of them, and within this is Marie Skłodowska-Curie Action, Erasmus K1, it's a mistake, K1, I coordinated only K1, Swedish Institute Internationalization in Higher Education. So we have a long history, more than 10 years, basically now it's 13 years, hopefully it's a lucky number for us. And this is started as Marie Skłodowska-Curie Action project between Odessa National University and UME University. Also, we had Spanish partners, my friends. So there was a community, these friends, they became friends. I just found them on the internet because they worked in a topic that I was interested in. And I wrote to several people, and one group agreed to collaborate. So this is how we built a consortium that lasted for 13 years. And I also especially want to thank for cooperation Kharkiv National University because they've been very active in Erasmus last years, both students and staff. So this is our road in brief. I made this with a PowerPoint and artificial intelligence program. You see, we started with Marie Skłodowska-Curie in 2013. And we worked with this medical, actually it's tuberculosis-related research. It was multidisciplinary. We had a lot of complementarities between biology and chemistry, several departments involved. Then we applied for Erasmus Plus in the more or less the same consortium, and won this for student exchange mainly. So we started to run in parallel student exchange and also research within Marie Skłodowska-Curie. Then we had a very good year, 2019, when we received one more Marie Skłodowska-Curie, where we were not coordinating anymore, but we're partners. And then we received one more Erasmus Plus, and then also Swedish Institute supported us with funding for internationalization. With this, it was quite a lot of money. And this is not about money, actually, but people need to have their journey paid, their research paid, their all activity has to be somehow funded to run in the best way. And we had this opportunity. So this is how we met this war in 2022 when we received one more Erasmus grant, but we also had like a strong consortium of people from Odessa National University, UkraineHorizon National University, and Moldavian colleagues from Chisinau Medical University of Medicine and Pharmacy. So we kind of hold together through this war. Moldavian colleagues supported us a lot. And we kept actually cooperating, working together, sending students. And that helped the research because students who we brought up in the Erasmus, they could join our Marie Skłodowska-Curie initiatives as researchers later on. So what is special about our work is that Erasmus Plus and Marie Skłodowska-Curie went kind of hand in hand in many ways. So then last year we received one more Erasmus, a pretty big one, to continue our collaboration. And now we have written a new Marie Skłodowska-Curie that we hope to apply with a little bit new partners, new goals and horizons with more or less the same area of medicine and life science. But we develop on what we have done. And for me, this work is about like having a team of people who learn how to work together. This is very important to have this feeling of team and support. Of course, it's good with new people, but you have to rely on someone in such a difficult time, especially when the war is around, no electricity. So we have a team that you can really rely on. Sometimes, of course, it doesn't work. I, for example, failed to submit an application recently. I didn't press the button the right time, but well, I tried to do my best, and my colleagues too. So I encourage you also to support your teams with more funding and do some amazing, great research and bring up talented students who will support you further on, and our country too. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Olena. It was very expressive, and I like the picture on our road because it's very descriptive. I have just one question for you. For the MSCA 2026, you're planning to apply for the staff exchange call.
Yes.
Is there any possibility maybe that the Ukrainian institutions can be involved as a partner in this proposal?
They involved, of course. Two Ukrainian institutions are partners. We actually have submitted last year, but we didn't get through, but we got quite good points. So we're planning to resubmit.
Excellent.
Improve it and to resubmit, you know?
Excellent. I really appreciate this, and I fully understand your position, and thank you for being today with us and sharing this precious experience. So this is that we have from the testimonials that we collected, and I would like to thank to both of the participants presenting their experiences. Now it's the time for the question and answer section, where first of all I will check the webinar chat, and I see that more or less all the questions were already responded by Sandra, and thanks a lot very much for this, and I hope that the participants will read this. However, during the registration, I leave you the possibility to set the question immediately during the registration time. So there were some questions already set there. I will ask Dora and Sandra, anyone who feels invited to respond to these questions. If I have a contract with a Norwegian institution, NGU, is there any possibility for us to join the MSCA-GLOPOL project? So for this, I have to answer because I'm the part of the MSCA-GLOPOL project. MSCA-GLOPOL project is, as other projects, already completed from the aspect of the consortium. You can use the benefits and the results of our project for your benefits, as well as from the other European Union funded projects. So you cannot be a part of the MSCA-GLOPOL as an active participant that is getting the money from the Commission, etc. But you can use the results. And for this, I would invite you to visit MSCA-GLOPOL website and subscribe to our social media. So I hope this was sufficiently as an answer. As a PhD researcher, can I be the partner for any project? Dora, Sandra?
Do you want me to answer it, Dora?
Please.
Yes,
Please.
go ahead. Thanks.
Anyway, Dora answered also some questions in the chat. Thank you for that, Dora. So basically, the institution is participating in the Staff Exchanges project. So as a PhD researcher, you can be seconded, but the participant in the project will be the institution with whom, I suppose, with which you're doing your PhD. This is not a postdoctoral fellowship. And even there, it's the institution that gets the grant, but indeed it's an individual grant. So it's a consortium with several institutions, and your institution can participate. So you need to see this with them if they're interested.
Yes.
I
Thanks
hope,
a lot,
I don't know, Dora, if you want to add something. Okay.
Okay, thanks a lot, Sandra. Yes,
Sure.
indeed. This is the institutional project. So institution is participating, but the individuals are going into the mobility. So in a principle, you can participate in this project as long as your institution is sending you for second. I have already MSCA for Ukraine Fellow grant. What are my possibilities in this program? Dora or Sandra?
Yes, these are separate programs. So of course the Staff Exchanges call is also open to everybody, as we mentioned before during our presentation.
Yes, thanks. I would just like to add, because this grant is already finished. There is no obstacle that the person that set this question can participate in MSCA Staff Exchange, because again, repeating for many times, we are repeating this. These are the institutional projects. So as individual, you can participate only within the framework of your institution. How can administrative, non-academic staff from university participate in the Staff Exchange project?
Maybe I take this one,
Please.
Dora. So yes, this is a common question, because on one hand, we demand a link with research and innovation, and on the other hand, we don't mind if the staff is an administrative one. But for example, perhaps the staff that is administrative is being seconded to participate on the filing of a patent, or to do some research on a specific topic, bibliographic search and so on. It has to be research and innovation linked, and the person that is seconded must have the experience that corresponds to the task. So if that is the case, no problem to be seconded, even if they are, technically speaking, if they are admin staff. But they are not to be seconded to do the accounting for the institution hosting them. So that would not be the type of activity that the secondment would be accepted for and funded by the EU. I hope that clarifies. If you have a question, which is normal, because these are, they are not the most common secondments, please ask the project officer, because they can always answer on the spot. You come with a specific profile of staff, and you come with a specific task, and you ask, dear PO, would this fall in the category of research and innovation task? And they will answer you.
Thanks.
I hope that helps.
I hope, because these were the questions collected before during the registration time, but I presume this was sufficiently answered. So the next one is, what is recommended approach for finding European partners for interdisciplinary projects combining robotics, computer vision, and AI-driven perception systems? We already heard something from 2 testimonials about this, but if someone wants to add something, Sandra or Dora.
Yes, as it was mentioned by Sandra, there is a partner search tool. This is a very, let's say, fancy topic these days. So I'm pretty sure that there would be many organizations interested in cooperation, cooperating in this field.
Thanks. I fully agree. The main issue that I could see working as an NCP is the problem of visibility of researchers. They need to participate more in the conferences, in the joint papers, in a different kind of activities where they can show themselves to the rest of the research community, and in this way to approach the partners and asking for assistance and for involvement into the eventual proposals that they might have. You can always go individually and ask colleagues or partners from previous projects or from Erasmus projects, for example, to start to collaborate on something. So there are plenty of things that you can do to approach the European partners for any kind of project. So the next one is, sorry, what research grant programs can be applied in the fields of musicology or musical arts? We have colleagues and partners in Europe and would like to submit a joint application for research grant competition. It's a tricky question because it's not directly linked to the staff exchange, but staff exchange can be the one.
Yes,
please,
because,
Andrea.
okay, so all MSCAs, we don't have topics. So we don't publish a topic that then you have to fit what you want to do to this topic. So you can come up with whatever you have in your mind, but you need, if you want to do this exercise in a way that is really meant to be funded, you need to make it an excellent proposal. So not only you come up with your idea, but then you have to think, okay, staff exchanges is interested in international aspects, intersectoral aspects. So you make it, you add these on top of your idea to make it a strong proposal for the staff exchanges so they can be funded. But lots of proposals are funded in the social sciences, in the arts. I mean, there is always a panel for you, meaning you can ask to be evaluated in the SOC panel. And yeah, so please go for it. If you want to do it, go for it.
Thanks, Sandra. I will just add that all proposals in Horizon Europe can fit music in some way. Just it's a question how you will find your niche within the big project. So you can be, you don't, when you look at the project, you're not going to work everything in the project. You are specialized for something, and then this is the point where you can introduce yourself and put something like this as a part of the task. So these were these couple of questions. I will answer a question in the webinar chat. Where could I get the recording of the event? I hope it is going to be available at the MSCA-GLOPOL website, where this event is published, and also all the presentations that we collected today, they will be published also on our website. So I'm inviting you to visit it, and of course with Dr. Taranova, I'm going to exchange the links and everything. So also Horizon Europe office in Ukraine will have these kind of materials. So this was about the question and answers. If somebody else has a question, a very short question for the moment, I will.
I have
Dora, please.
minor thing to add, what I forgot to mention at the end of my presentation, that you may wonder what kind of projects we have. It would be good to see more examples to better understand the topics. We have a relatively new public dashboard where you can search for your country, for topics. So this could be a really interesting site for you. I will put it in the chat. So if you want to know more about the project already selected, this could be a very interesting tool for you. I will put it in the chat so you can directly reach it. Thanks very much.
Thanks a lot, Dora. As there are no questions in the webinar chat, I will conclude this question and answer part. And I would like to thank all of the participants until now for keeping the timeline of this webinar, because it's quite difficult to have so many participants and then not to breach the times dedicated for each topic. Okay, now I would like to start with the next and the last session about the points where we are going to present one project that is searching for the Ukrainian partners and several others institutions that would like to present their experiences or that they would like to participate in the proposals. So I will start with Dr. Natalia Mitrofanova. Natalia, is okay that I share the slides for you, or you will do it?
Whatever works better for you.
No, it's okay. So please, the floor is yours.
Yes, thank you very much. So maybe you can start with slide number 3, Dalibor, and then we'll say a few words about the projects.
Okay.
Yes, so hi everyone, and as Dalibor kindly said, we are looking for partners in Ukraine because we have a group of projects that started recently. And the participating countries are Norway, Sweden, Germany, Poland, Czechia, Netherlands, UK, Latvia, Estonia, Lithuania, and Portugal. And the projects roughly are all about language development or developing multilingualism and language integration and kind of changes in the multilingual dynamics of Ukrainian children and adults in Europe. So if you are working on languages, linguistics, social linguistics with focus on integration and migration, or if you are more kind of on the side of kind of grammar, linguistic structure, or psycholinguistics, because we're using these methods where we look at grammatical sensitivity or processing. So we are using eye tracking and other kind of psycholinguistic methods in research, but also we conduct interviews with speakers of the language. If you have specialization in Ukrainian language or languages of the new host countries of these people and are interested in research stays and exchange with the partners from the consortium, we will be very happy to hear from you. So I left 3 emails here at the bottom. Alexandra, me, myself, and then our colleague Olga. We all work in Tromsø in Norway. But as I said, we have partners in different academic and also non-academic organizations across Europe. So please get in touch, and maybe you can show the slides number 1 and 2, Dalibor, now. So we have so one of the projects that is related to the consortium that we're building is called LINK, and it stands for Linguistic Integration of Refugee Children and Their Families. And it unites Norway, Sweden, Estonia, and Lithuania. And kind of the goal is to kind of investigate and produce research about kind of the dynamics of linguistic integration. And next slide. And another project that just started in January this year and will last for the next 5 years is called MOVA, Multilingual Onset, Variation and Attrition, Ukrainian Children in Europe. And it focuses on multilingualism of Ukrainian children in Europe. So we focus how children and adolescents, so from 6 to 16 years, so how their Ukrainian language changes, how they acquire the new dominant language of the new country where they are kind of immersed in the novel language for them, and how these, so all the previous linguistic knowledge influences the foreign language acquisition, for example, English in school. So we want to kind of promote additive bilingualism so that the native language is not lost, but also kind of figure out the factors influencing the dynamics of multilingualism. So yeah, thanks so much.
Thanks a lot, Natalia. I hope that this was very sufficient information for you to find out if your institution is capable to join the consortium. So I would advise to use these 3 email addresses that you have seen on the screen and contact these ladies to offer your expertise. In line with this, our next participant is Evgenia Dragomirova. Dr. Dragomirov is also present here with us. So let me just find the presentation. You would like me to start the presentation, or yes? Okay.
Yeah, thank you, Dalibor. Yeah.
Yeah, no problem. So here we are. Oops.
Thank you very much.
I hope you can see it now.
Yeah, I can see. Thank you very much. And I'm
Yes.
happy to be here and very pleased to be here and introduce
Evgenia, you're muted.
Really? No. Okay.
I can hear her.
Oh, no, now I think she's muted because we
Can
could
hear
hear her
very well,
before.
you're right. And
Sorry.
now you are muted.
Okay. Does it work
Good.
now? Okay,
We can
sorry.
hear you now, yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm pleased to be here and introduce my university, Donetsk State University of Internal Affairs. I will try to be briefly and say that university often our university is twice displaced university. First of all, from Donetsk because of the Russian scale intervention in Ukraine, and now we are based in Kropivnitsky, and we are specialized in higher education institution which carried by two Ministry of Internal Affairs and Ministry of Education, which sometimes make our work is more complicated, but sometimes it's much more easier. And it's also not easy to find the project partners because we are very niche university and have some issues with that. So what we would like to do in this, why we decide to apply for this project, because being a part of displaced person, we understand that our politics of the universities are very different, and they try to change their strategies and politics for every case which happened in the life. So what we would like to do is just to improve the politics of the universities who accept forced migrants, internally or externally displaced person, and make this politics very nicely, especially for women in our case. But actually we would like to highlight every problems, gender problems which face people who were displaced internally or externally. What we're gonna deliver through the project, it's a clear comparison of how university politics have changed in response to forced displacement, practically policy package that help universities to remove gender-related and intersectional barriers, including caring responsibility, safety, discrimination, and mental well-being needs. A ready-to-use toolkit for universities and partners with staff training materials and safeguarding procedures, and simply guidance on how to implement these measures in equality, diversity, and inclusion work. Next slide, please. Is it last slide? Yeah, last slide, second, sorry. Yeah. And our university brings the practical experience in developing and implementing equality in gender competence politics in professional education. This includes inclusive communication, non-discrimination, and staff training supported by clear internal procedures. The university also has strong experience in turning equality commitment into real institutional practice through dialogue and capacity building activities aligned with European standards. And the team has a solid international project track record, including Erasmus Plus and research experience on forced displacement and how universities respond in crisis contexts, including qualitative research on displaced Ukrainians in the United Kingdom, and a focus on policy change and higher education. So we would like to see like if you have any questions, you have my email. I was that person who who made the research in United Kingdom how universities politics has changed during the 2022, and I understand how actually gender related problems has been changed during all these 3 years. So if you have any questions or proposals or something to discuss, just feel free to email me, and we are very flexible. We can change a bit a topic, like made it more niche, or just make it more wider. It just like regarding the goals, what we would like to achieve in our consortium. I think that's it. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, Evgenia. Very nice presentation, and it's quite sufficient information for the beginning, what kind of expertise you are offering. So
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. The next one is Dr. Sergei Nankin from the Institute for Semiconductor Physics of National Academy of Sciences of Ukraine. Sergei,
I
you would like me to share?
Yeah, I like.
Okay. Sorry, just to find. Here it is.
Okay.
Okay.
So, hello everyone. First of all, I would like to thank all organizers for this meeting, especially to the Dr. Dalibor and everybody who take part in this meeting. My presentation consists of 2 slides. First one is who we are, and second one is what we expect from these actions. So I represent the Veloshkarov Institute of Semiconductor Physics of National Academy of Sciences of Ukraine. Our organization consists of about 400 researchers. We have 12 departments and situated in Kyiv. Our research expertise and facilities is next. Thin film deposition technique, magnetron sputtering, thermal operation, CVD, spin coating, etc. Optical lithography, pulse laser lithography, and so on. The next one, characterization of semiconductors and insulators, crystalline and amorphous, and so on. A big part of our equipment is accumulated as a center of collective use, and everybody from Academy of Science can have access to this equipment. And our researchers are quite experienced in the international grants. We have, for last 10 years, we have about 4 EU projects, 5 NATO projects, and 4 CRDF projects. And we have a lot of bilateral projects with European Union countries. In addition, our institute has a license for postgraduate students. We have a journal called Semiconductor Physics, Quantum Electronics, and Optoelectronics, which belongs to the Q3 quartile. The portion of our projects has a certain part funding in the student, and our budget consists about 50% on this one. And we have got the highest category A during the last attestation from Ministry of Education. This is the next one. On this slide is what we expect from this Malevsky-Sklodowsky-Curie action. So recently we got quite a lot modern equipment. We have built the clean room in our institution, and we are very interested in the increasing the experience of our researchers during some second ones to the other institutions, and specifically we are interested in the experience during clean room facilities and the fields related to the semiconductor devices. We are interested in development of advanced materials for opto and microelectronics, jointly with European Union research groups and research infrastructures. We are interested in the evaluation of market. We have some, for example, development. We have some devices which we are interested to introduce as a global market, and we need to increase our expertise in this topic. We are interested in increasing of awareness of the Ukrainian researchers and possibilities of European Union research and development infrastructures. We are interested in the increasing competence of administrative personnels during visit to the other institutions. We are finding the most efficient niche for integration of Ukrainian academic and research and development institutions in the field of semiconductors and optoelectronics to the European research landscape. Thank you very much for the chance for the present our institute.
Thanks a lot you for participating with us today. It was very interesting, and I think that you can find a lot of institutions in European Union interested in this topic. Especially you have the journal, you have contacts from journal where you can immediately contact those groups and discuss with them possibility to establish MSCA Staff Exchange Consortium, because especially because of exchange of this, what you said, also administrative staff in research.
Exactly. Yes. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot very much. The next one is Dr. Alexander Tarasov from Institute of Veterinary Medicine. Dr. Tarasov is with us. So, Dr. Tarasov, you would like me to share the slides or you will do it?
Yes, please.
Okay. Here it is.
At first, I'd like to express my gratitude to the organizers of this conference and also for colleagues who find time to present in this meeting. And I'd like to introduce the Institute of Veterinary Medicine of National Academy of Agrarian Science of Ukraine. In this institute, I'm working as a head of Laboratory of Zoonotic Disease and Risk Assessments. And our organization is Public Research Institute, what specializing in veterinary microbiology, molecular diagnostics, and One Health research. Also, we're working on some directions what include sequencing, including metagenomic sequencing of soils and other materials using Oxford Nanopore and Ion Torrent instruments. Also, we creating some new kits for molecular biology diagnostics, and also we performing some culture and diagnostic facilities in our institution. Also, our organization taking part in national disease surveillance projects, diagnostic assay developments, and apply veterinary biotechnology. Also, we have postgraduate students what working on their research project, and they have some experience. Next slide, please. And what we expect from possible collaboration. We offer mainly 4 directions in which we have high expertise. It's a microbiome and antimicrobial resistance research workflows, some assay development for molecular diagnostics of zoonotic disease, and monitoring pathogen field to lab. Also, we can offer a field activity like taking samples, transporting them, and preparing in laboratory condition. And also we produce data generation for using in One Health project within other projects. Also, we have collaboration interests like staff exchange, like in this consortium. Also, we would like to collaboration in new genome sequencing and microbiome research. Also, we can offer joint development of diagnostic technologies, environmental and veterinary health studies, and researching in the field of transnational biotechnology projects. The added value of our institution is established laboratory infrastructure, experience with applied and successfully fulfilling a research project, Eastern Europe field networks we have, and also capacity for training and knowledge exchange with other institutions. So we're looking partners in microbiome science, antimicrobial resistance genes, veterinary biotech, and environmental health. So we are welcome for any type of collaboration with research institutes, also with educational organization, university, and we're also glad and helpful for any proposals what we can take in part. Thank you very much.
Thank you. It was very concise, and it was very interesting to see what you're looking in the field of veterinary science. And I found it interesting because there is especially one health that you are mentioning, which is very important for everyone. And the antimicrobial resistance is a hot topic in every research. So I hope you will find these partners easily. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much.
Speaker.
Nice to meet you.
Our next speaker, yes, thanks a lot. Our next speaker is Petro Skripchuk. If I pronounced very well the name, I'm apologizing for this. Is Dr. Petro with us? No. Okay, then the next one is Dr. Aurika Paskar.
Hello.
Dr. Aurika, you are here. Yes. Yes, yes. Would you like to? Yes. Would you like to share your presentation or?
Yes, please.
Yes, please. Okay. Just... Okay, here we go. Second. I hope it's full screen. Yes.
Not yet. Yes. Dear colleagues, I come from Chernivtsi. It is in Western Ukraine, and I want to present the Department of Procedural Law of Yuri Fedkovich Chernivtsi National University. You can see the main building. It's now included in the UNESCO World Heritage List. I highly recommend to visit us. And about our department, I have the honor to lead since January this department. And we are not a large team. We consist of 2 professors, 7 associate professors, and 2 assistant professors. But we are highly motivated, professional, and we are open to new ideas and collaboration. The main research area are the justice system of Ukraine, procedural law. Also, we research the question about the access to justice, the fair trial guarantees, European integration, improvement of judicial system, post-war recovery. We offer the education at 3 levels: bachelor's, master's, and PhD level. We have a lot of experience in creating teaching and methodological materials. Also, we offer master's programs in advocacy. We have experience in implementing international project, and also we, member of our department, have taken part in academic mobility abroad. In addition, the department member coordinated the activity of faculty's legal clinic, where under our supervision, the students provide free legal aid to vulnerable groups. And we are open for cooperation, for partnership. And what we can offer is research. It is education. Also, we can provide dissemination and communication activities because we collaborate with practitioners, with lawyers, judges. And also we are open to international cooperation for joint research projects, academic mobilities, and we have a lot of expertise in organizing the scientific conferences, workshops, summer or winter schools. And there we can see my contact and also the link to the department web page. And I hope to find new colleagues, a new idea. We are always ready to provide a high qualitative research and to take part in something new for us. Thank you for your attention.
Thanks a lot. Very comprehensive. And I hope that you will find your place, because every project needs some kind of legal support, whatever it is done in the project, in the research. Each research needs to have ethics and the legal support. So I hope that kind of assistance from you is going to be acceptable to other partners from European Union. So we still have another presentation is from Dr. Vladislav Vlastopulo. Let me just check if Dr. Vlastopulo is online with us, because it's not in, no, unfortunately not. So with this, we concluded the presentation of...
Sorry, there was
yes.
also one more presentation.
Yes, sorry, completely apologize. Dr. Oleg Lisak. Yes, I just found the presentation. Yes.
Can you share it, please?
Yes. Just a second. Let me just... Sorry, I don't know where is your presentation. Did you send it to me?
Yes, I sent. Okay, I can upload it myself.
Please. Ah, yes, here it is. Sorry. Here it is. Just give me a second. Anyhow, your presentation is the last for today. So
it's already uploaded.
Yes.
Okay, so I can present.
Here it is.
Okay, so let me introduce myself. My name is Dr. Oleg Lisak, and I represent the Institute of Renewable Energy of the National Academy of Sciences of Ukraine. We are a Ukrainian research center in renewable energy, and we have a wide range of topics in renewable energy, like solar energy, wind energy, green hydrogen, hydropower energy, geothermal energy, biomass energy, and so on. On the right side of the screen, you can see some examples of our projects. So we have some experience, international projects, both from organizations from Europe and the USA, and all of those projects are connected to the topics of renewable energy and energy efficiency. As our proposals, speaking of our proposals, we are ready to cooperate with all partners consortiums, both academic and industry. And our cooperation offers can be divided into two categories. First one are systems and infrastructure. Those can be topics related to green hydrogen, to resilient energy systems, in particular microgrids, energy storage, or say distributed energy system, decentralized energy systems. Also, we are interested in the cooperation topics of smart grids, geothermal well retrofitting, like repurposing of abandoned oil and gas wells into geothermal energy sources, and of course building energy efficiency and HVAC, heating, ventilation, air conditioning, like retrofitting designs for nearly zero energy buildings, which also includes usually renewable energy. And the same comes to generation sources, like we can work in the field of solar energy, especially maybe from solar in the terms of energy constructions, like more creating mobile solar energy platforms, like wind energy, like developing the better methods to select wind farm selections using meteorological and topographical data with GIS technologies, some sort of creating energy efficiency heat pump systems using, for example, like fire as a source of heat and cold, the development and modernization of small-scale hydro generations, and of course biomass and biofuels, like we are interested in any topics connected to biogas, biomethane, or efficient use of solid biofuels in bioenergy plants. Thank you very much for your attention.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Oleg. And once again, sorry, I just slipped it from my list of the presentations and unfortunately missed your name. So with this, we have concluded the flash presentations. I say that the presentations will be available even for those presenters that were not with us today. We will post the presentations that we collected on our website. I would like, on my behalf, to thank you all, especially to Dr. Taranov and his team for preparation of this event, and also colleagues from the European Commission. And also, now I see that Sandra is willing to say something. Sorry, please, Sandra, go ahead.
I'm sorry. Could I bother you to share something on my screen, because so many people wanted to know how to access funded projects? There's a very easy way. So I'm just going to share. It's going to be quick because I just wanted to not leave without showing you a trick. So I hope you can see. This is the Funding and Tenders portal, everyone. And if you do a staff exchanges search, okay, and you put the filter closed calls, you come up with all our calls from Horizon Europe, okay? And then you click on each one of them and you have the call that has closed. And at the end of the page, you have all the projects that were funded. And this is public knowledge. You know, sometimes the public knowledge is just hard to find, but it's public knowledge. So to make it easier for you, I'm just showing you where you can find. And hold and behold, if you type music, there was someone asking about the music project. Guess what? Someone had that idea before. You can take a look. Okay, you cannot see the proposal, but you can have an idea just from consulting. So sorry to bother you. Just wanted to not leave without, because there's also the Cordis website, but I find this easier. And if you click here, you go straight to the Cordis website. So it will show you more details on the project. That's it. I leave you alone now.
No. Thanks a lot. Very useful, because this is something that is crucial when you are searching for the partners. You start from the page where everything is happening. So you start from that point to search for the potential partners. Now, without further ado, we are already 2 hours of our time that we spent. So I give the floor to Maria to conclude this session.
So I will be very brief because, as Dalibor said, we're already at 2-hour mark. And all I want to do is, again, thank you, everyone, the organizers, the presenters. I really hope that the participants got some inspiration, a lot of interesting information shared. And one of the presenters also mentioned that staff exchanges can be an excellent entry point, not only in Marie Skłodowska-Curie actions, but also other EU-funded programs, whether it's Erasmus, whether it's something else under Horizon Europe. So aside from the project itself, what it allows you to carry on after the duration of the projects, once you are selected for funding, is even more invaluable than the project itself at times. So I highly encourage you to explore the opportunities, to look for partners and to apply for this call. And if you don't manage to do it this year, at least do it in 2027. And of course, we're always here for you if you need any questions. Thank you so much. And I really hope that we'll see many more proposals involving Ukrainian organizations in 2026 call. Thank you.
Thank you, Maria. And once again, I want to thank everyone for the participation to this event, that you found the time and the possibilities to participate. We had many more registered participants, but unfortunately, most of them didn't have opportunity to join us due to the circumstances in the Ukraine. So unfortunately, we do what we can do. And I hope that MSCA-GLOPOL is going to help you finding a partners and also hearing your voice in the scope of the Marie Sklodowska-Curie actions. Thanks a lot, and until some other webinar, greetings to all. Bye-bye.
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 Good
Bye-bye.
luck.
Thank you.